Hello, my name is Kemi Orelaja, a doctoral student of California Intercontinental University. I'm here to present my marketing research proposal titled The Impact of Agricultural Production on a Nation's Economy. My case study being Nigeria. The agenda for this presentation we look at the overviews of problems, the objectives and target audience. We look at market research. We look at the existing data sources, likewise the sampling strategy and size. We look at the primary data collection and analysis. We also focus on the estimated timeline and cost for the research work. We look at ethical consideration and also the further considerations. And we also look at questions and answers. The overview of problem. The problems for the marketing research as it is perennial low production of agricultural output. We have poor product quality of the agricultural production. There's shortage of product demand also. This leads to the scarcity of product, and also there's a problem of lack of funds for the agricultural production. The objectives and target audience. The objectives, we examine the reasons for low productivity. We look at evaluate how agricultural production alleviate poverty. We determine the reasons for shortage of demand for this agricultural production. The target audience we are looking at include the individual citizens of the nation, corporate entity, government, and parastatals. Market research. Based on the market research, we will definitely look at the qualitative and quantitative research based. And we also look at the primary market research, which the tools used here will be questionnaires, online survey, face-to-face interviews, and focus group. Also, we look at the secondary market research. Basically, is to look at the previous research to validate the primary data collected. Existing data sources. Basically, we have two existing data sources because the case scenario is Nigeria. We look at this data source here, the World Bank development indicators for the impact of agricultural production in Nigeria. Also, the Central Bank of Nigeria data. We look at that also. The sampling strategy and size. Sample distribution of the means will be used to calculate the sample size with the formula we have there, where Z is the level of confidence expressed in standard errors. You have the also the population standard deviation. You have the E, which is the acceptable amount of sampling error. The level of confidence, which is Z, is 95%, and the E is which is the amount of sampling errors acceptable, which is 0.05. We look the side. Something is basically 100 individual citizens that we will be looking at with 10 question surveys with response time of 5 minutes will be used for the sampling size. The primary data collection and analysis. For the primary data collection, basically the tools used, the questionnaires, we use the online survey, focus group, and face-to-face interviews we use. And after that, we look at the 5-step process for the data collection in order to analyze the data, which include validating and editing of the data. We look at the coding of the data. We have data entry, also data cleansing, because at times you need to cleanse the data, and also tabulation and statistical analysis of the data. The estimated timeline and cost. Uh, Basically, we're using 12 weeks for this, which is 3 months. Number one is we will look visibility reports, research and reporting, which will take 2 weeks. Design of survey instruments, we look at 1 week for this. We IDI, the individual depth interview, and also administering survey questionnaires. We did this concurrently. This is going to take 3 weeks. Data collection, coding, and cleansing. We believe that 3 weeks this should be done. Data analysis, 1 week for this, and result findings, presentation, and recommendation. This will take 2 weeks, which the total timeline for the research work is 12 weeks. Estimated cost. For the estimated cost, we look at $32,500, which with breakdowns, the visibility research and designs of survey instrument is $3,000. Sampling expenses, we incur $7,500. Qualitative and quantitative research, this is going to take $12,000. Software licensing fee and subscription, $1,500. Data collection, editing, coding, cleansing, and data analysis, this is $5,000. Result presentation and accessibility, which is $1,500. We look at rentals, feeding, transportation, and other miscellaneous expenses, which is $2,000. So at the end of the day, we have $32,500 for the successful research work. The ethical consideration for the research work, the ethical consideration here, we are seeking respondent consent for data collection. So it's very important that we seek the permission of the respondent for them to give their data and also respond to the survey. Also, there is transparency and honesty of the data collected. Also, we want to be transparent. Also the protection and respect the privacy right of the respondents, because if the respondent say no to the survey question, there's nothing we want to do. We have to respect it, and also we have to keep the data collected confidential. So there's no means of commercial value for it. So it's confidential. Also, research question are not influenced and unbiased, strictly for the purpose of the research work. Further consideration, the research aims at the impact of agricultural output on a nation economy. Like I said, Nigeria being the case scenario. Effective agricultural policies should be established and put in place by government. The research outcome will guide the nation to improve on the quality of agricultural product. Also, the research work ensures adequate supply of agricultural output. And also the research work will provide means of meeting agricultural production demands, which improves the nation's growth and development. If there's any question and answers, if there's any questions, can you provide that in the comment box on the link, and the question will definitely be answered. Thank you for watching. Bye.